Hello, our wonderful pre-AP students. I need a new way to introduce our videos, and I feel like I say the same thing every time.
Bienvenidos a la clase de matemáticas.
Sí!
Nuestros niños. Okay, so solving multi-step equations. Why didn't you why didn't you underline?
Multi-step?
I mean,
we need
didn't
this
you-
sticker. Hold on.
Why didn't you capitalize?
Because I did it really quickly, we can underline it. Multi-step equations.
It's supposed to be
Hey
capitalized.
guys, look, check this out. We got new technology. Yay!
Okay, let's go.
Okay, so we're solving multi-step equations. Your learning target today, we will be able to solve multi-step equations by inverse operations and properties. That should say using inverse operations and properties. Do you
Not properties.
Oh.
And distributive.
Oh, well,
This
distributive
is
property.
too thick.
I'm sorry. Here, let me make it thinner. There we go.
This is hard to write with. Distributive properties. That was our bad, sorry.
Sorry, my mistake. It's okay. It happens. We
Okay.
all learn from our mistakes, and
Yeah,
our
for
brain
sure.
grows when that happens.
Absolutely.
So, let's
Okay,
learn from
so-
our mistake. We won't do it again.
That's right.
Okay,
Well,
make sure that's in your journal.
I'll do it again though.
Oh,
I
me
always
too.
make mistakes. I'm human.
It's okay.
Yes, go get your journal. Stop what you're doing.
Get it out.
Get it out.
You know who I'm talking to. Yeah, you. Yeah, don't.
For sure.
Don't be looking around like that. I know it's you. Get it out.
I know it's creepy, but we're watching.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We can see you through this tablet. Anyways, we're gonna just continue to just solve. We haven't really put too much word problems at you, but we just want to solve these.
Yeah, we're just gonna solve these.
And
so-
we want you using steps. We want you following the steps and showing us the order on these problems so that we can actually see what you're doing.
Okay, in my class, I taught how you can start. You can start with the 8x, or you can start with the -2, or you can start with the -9, or you can start with a positive 7x. I'm not real sure if Miss Groves' class is doing that, but I'm going to go ahead and quickly just do it one way and see if you guys are okay with it. Okay, I want to make sure that all of my letters are on one side and all of my numbers on the other side. Okay, I don't want to subtract this -8 because if I do, I'm going to end up with a...
Really big negative
Yeah,
number.
with a really big, with just, well, no, that's a, how do I undo?
There's
no.
an eraser.
It's okay, I wanted to see that
Oh, okay.
positive 7. I
okay,
don't want
yeah.
to subtract the 8x from the 7x because if I do, then I'm going to get a negative number.
Yes.
So I'm going to go ahead and start with subtracting 7x from this side and subtracting 7x from this side. Okay, don't forget, you still have your -2 over here and you still have your -9 over here. Maybe this is still too thick. I don't know.
Maybe. There we go.
Let's make it a little thinner.
That'll
okay,
work.
so once I do that, on this side I'm left with 1x,
And the x's
And
on the other
then-
side cancel out.
and then I'm still over here left with, have
-2.
1x minus 2, and on the other side of the equal sign, this all goes away because it equals to just 0, and I'm left with -9.
Oh, and look at that. We're back to a beautiful two-step
Yeah,
equation.
this is what you guys know how to do. Okay, so I have my variable over here, but it's not complete. Well, it is by
It's
itself.
actually by itself, yes.
1x is the same thing as just x. So in order to get rid of this -2 or this -2, notice how I circled it all. I need to make sure I include that negative. The inverse is going to be to add 2. Whatever you do to one side,
You have to do to the other side.
exactly. So I'm going to do that to both sides. Okay, this once again goes away. It just turns into 0, and I'm left with just x. And then -9 plus 2 is -7.
Beautiful.
Okay, so
X equals -7.
if you have any questions on that, just like, oh my gosh, those lines are so straight.
Look at how good you are. I
know.
Okay, let's
here we
go
go.
to
Here's the next
one.
one.
So we've got p minus 1 equals 5p plus 3p minus 8.
Oh my gosh, that's
Wait,
too many
hold on.
P's.
There's too many p's in there. So I saw this when we started working on that one page that you guys all flipped on the back of the worksheet we did the other day, the review, and you all went, oh my gosh, what is all this? On that page, there was a lot of problems that look kind of like this, where there's multiple p's. That's okay. What do you think we have to do?
Well, if I've got 5 P's here and I've got 3 P's here,
Can I add them?
I think I can just add them together.
So I end up with p, minus 1 equals 8p minus 8.
Yep. I know that we just turned it into a multi-step equation,
Cool.
which it was originally, but now it's simplified.
Yeah.
Okay, and
So
this right
now
here,
we're going to-
before she goes on, whenever you do that, it's called combining like terms.
Yes.
Okay, do y'all need me to write that down? Combining, yes, I know it's sideways.
Just deal with it.
Combining like terms. And what that means is, and what I use in my classes, I say apples and bananas and oranges. My peas are like apples. If I've got 5 apples in one bowl and 3 apples in another bowl, I can put them together and say I've got 8 apples total. Okay, and then my 1 and my -8, those can be my bananas. I can't combine bananas and apples because then I would have to just call it fruit. I don't have a name for it. Will I call it apple nana?
Apple nana?
Or
I don't know. That sounds weird.
Banapple?
I've had plum cots.
Oh, I've had 2. They're so
good.
They're so good.
Oh, they're so
Google
good.
it and you try them. They're really
yummy.
good. Anyway, here we go.
So now we've got p minus 1 equals 8p minus 8. I'm going to make that look more like an 8. Well, kind of. It's better. So now I always like to combine my variable first just because that makes me a little happier. And so again, I want to keep them all positive, so I'm going to take care of this one. So I'm going to subtract p on each side. And remember, whatever I do to one side of the equation, I have to do to the other. You're much better at writing on this than me. Minus 1, I'm left with 7p minus 8.
You're holding the stylus weird. If you hold it like a pencil, it works so much better.
Probably. I just can't figure out how. Now, I need to, now that I've got my two-step equation, we want to make this variable single. The variable's right here. We want to make it by itself.
So basically, our p is going to be by itself on this side.
Yes.
We just need to get rid of everything else.
So I need to add this 8 because that's a subtracting an 8. So add that 8. -8 plus 8 equals 0. Then I'm going to add the 8 here. And I've got 7 on this side equals 7p. Now we're going to divide by 7. Your p's in my way. Divide by 7. So p equals 1.
You just write too big.
I probably do. That's probably the problem.
You know, one thing we haven't been doing, we haven't been checking our answers. Y'all should know how to do this. If you plug your 1 into your p's, you should get an equivalent, what is it called? Sum on each side.
Yes.
Okay.
And you guys can definitely do that. It'll work when you do it. I promise. If it didn't work, you made a mistake.
Or we made a mistake.
Or we made a mistake.
And you get Badger Bucks.
Yes.
Moving on. Here's the next one. Oh my goodness.
Oh, wait, hold on. Why is there parentheses? I can't figure it out.
And I don't know what I'm going to do with those parentheses. I'm going to move the problem down a little bit so I have room to show my little distributive property. You should have learned this last year. And if you didn't, it's okay because it's so easy. What does the word distribute mean? Distribute means to
pass out.
To pass out.
I distribute papers to you guys all the
Right,
time.
and basically that means that each person is going to get a paper.
So I pass out one to Miss Green. I
person,
pass out
right.
one to the person right next to her. I pass out someone. I'm passing it out to everyone.
So this 4 right here is going to be distributed to everything inside of the parentheses. Okay, remember, anytime a number is right next to parentheses, it automatically means to multiply.
Remember,
okay?
anytime you don't see a sign, it means to multiply.
That's right. So if you see 4p, it means to multiply. If you see PQ, it means to multiply. Anything that you see that looks like this and has no symbol, it means to multiply. Okay, so here I go. I'm going to leave my 12 alone. My little lonely 12 over here, I'm just going to leave that alone because right now there's too much going on. I just need to make sure that this is all distributed and then it's all worked out really well. So this is basically saying -4 times -6x. Okay, that's what that's saying. And then we're going to subtract. I'm just bringing down this little subtraction sign. And -4 times a +3. So I'm going to put that in parentheses. -4 times a +3. That's all that means. And honestly, guys, I'm doing a lot of math. I don't usually do it this way. And I'll show you another way in just a second. I'll erase it and do it again. But that's basically what it means. Okay, once again, I haven't done anything with my 12 yet. So what's -4 times -6x?
I think it's positive 24x.
Yeah, that's just 24x.
Okay.
Okay.
Then put the subtraction
Now I'm going
sign.
to put my subtraction sign. So -4 times 3 is
12. -12.
-12. Okay, well,
that was pretty easy.
Yeah, that was pretty easy. Now I'm just going to kind of simplify it because I don't really like seeing the minus and negative.
Which
I know,
we do keep, change.
change. So that turns into a
Positive and
and
a
then
plus.
and a 12. So there we go. I'm going to show you a way in just a second where we can skip all of this mess and go straight from there to there in just a second. But I want you to understand why it works. Okay?
I'm so proud of you for changing colors.
Oh, I know. I'm so excited.
Isn't this fun?
I'm so excited. Okay, so I've got my variable on one side already. Okay, my x is all by itself. Oh, not by itself. I see it on one side. I don't have to move it around or anything.
There's no other x's.
Right, there you go. Thank you.
So
now
we
I need to
subtract
get rid
our
of
12.
this 12 over here. You go ahead and do the inverse operation. Okay, this is going to go away completely on this side. 12 minus,
it's actually 0.
Whoa!
That's kind of fun. I know.
So then I'm left with 0 equals to 24x. My next step is to divide by 24.
Divide by 24.
24. If I've got 0 cookies and 24 people.
How many cookies is everyone going to get?
9.
And Cookie Monster's sad.
Cookie Monster's sad. Oh my gosh.
Sorry,
Okay, so,
Siri taught me funny
so
things.
then 0 equals to x. Now, I hope you wrote this down, and if you didn't, of course, pause your video. But I'm going to go back and show you how to do it without all these crazy steps right here. That's just for those of you guys who want to see it without. The bell's going to ring.
The bell's going to ring. We got to quick.
Okay, so how do I clear the page?
I'd say we erase, but I don't. Yeah, we can.
That's going to take forever.
That's going to take forever. Yes. Oh, we're almost running out of time.
Can you make the eraser bigger? Stop.
Yeah.
No, you can.
Totally. Okay, just do it with that.
Here, let's just get rid of, and then I'll write with
By the
black.
way, whoever left a watch in Miss Green's room, thanks for the reminder whenever we need to get out
I
of class.
actually found it in the hallway. So
Oh.
if you lost a watch, I've had it in my room for like a week or
Yeah.
something.
Okay, let's keep going.
Here we go. So I'm going to distribute, like I said earlier, but I'm going to skip all those yucky steps. Okay, bring down my 12. -4 times -6 is positive 24x. Okay? Then -4 times -3 is positive 12. See how we got rid of
just
that
combined
minus
it.
negative? Right.
And now we're back to what we
So
had.
then minus 12, I'm going to go kind of fast because we've already seen this. That's
Yeah.
0 equals to 24x.
Divide by
24,
24.
divide by 24.
0 cookies
and
again.
0 cookies and everyone's sad again.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool. Hey, what do you think, Miss Green? Make them try this problem on their own?
Yes. Take a second and try it. I know it's kind of tricky.
Because of this here. This gets a little tricky. That means a negative what?
-1. So I'm going to just go ahead and throw
Yeah.
that in there.
And I want you guys to try it on your own, in your journals, and then bring it to class. What do you say we go over it in class?
Perfect. I'm just going to, I feel bad because it's so new to them. I'm going to just kind of give them a little
Okay.
hint.
Yes.
Do that on your own. Bring it to class tomorrow. And you know what? We should probably have that as a warm-up.
Yeah, that'll totally be the warm-up. So if you're good and ready, you'll have your warm-up done. Should we do that for fun? Yeah, that'd be fun to do.
I think so.
Warm up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just kind of set them up like we did with the other one, just
Yeah,
so that
totally.
they're not overwhelmed.
That's fine.
Okay, so
We do know here. I'm just gonna give you a little hint. We're gonna there, and my arrows are again.
okay, and don't forget this is a -3. Okay.
And then don't forget over here. Then you'll combine it like terms. We're just throwing everything from this video all together.
Just try.
Try it on your own.
best.
Yes.
We love you, and
Yes.
we'll go over it tomorrow. I promise.
Oh, and you forgot to do.
I haven't forgot.
I didn't put it in.
Well,
Can
I
we?
figured you cut off my happy face.
Well, I wanted him to be multicolored. I mean, this is just fun. Look at how many happy faces we can
I
have.
hope you're as happy as we are right now.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
guys.
we'll see you tomorrow.
Peace
Have
out.
fun. Bye.